Speaking to Jamie Elson, looking ahead to another doubleheader, this time against the Milton Keynes Lightning. Last weekend, I think maybe you were fairly pessimistic going into it, but more than you would have hoped for. 3 points.
Uh, you know, uh, we touched on it. We knew it was a tough spell the week or two before that. So I think we were kind of just talking about the results a little bit less and the performance a little bit more. So we were going into the weekend asking the guys, as a group, we need to rally and have a performance. And over the weekend, we certainly did that. Saturday was a much improved performance, and with that comes the right results. And then Sunday we were probably second best, but I like the way we battled. Penalty kill was outstanding. And Ben in goal has the second night he has a huge game and gives us a chance to hang right in there. Just a shame that we couldn't sneak something late on.
Is that side of it the most pleasing? You conceded 17 the weekend before, and then Ben saves, I think it's 81 of 85 shots last weekend. Is that the biggest point of improvement you were pleased with?
Yes, no. First of all, it was unbelievable net minding performance by Ben through the two nights. So I think we've got to be pleased with that. We're excited about our net minding duo with him and Matty. And I think it's good to see that we're starting to see some performance come out. And to be fair, they've been great. The pair of them have been great in practice. So it's good to see that starting to transfer to games. So I think that's exciting. Our penalty kill was really good. I think our penalty kill's been slowly getting better, but it was really good last weekend. And between the net minding and the penalty kill, and I thought we probably gave up way too many shots still on Sunday in Sheffield, but just as a group, I think the D-men are improving. I'm starting to see more from the guys, and I like kind of how our decor's coming together. So there's lots of room for us to still grow, but it's certainly going in the right direction.
So this weekend, there's another doubleheader, this time against the Lightning, and a different dynamic playing on the road first. On that big ice is always going to be a tough task against a really good team.
Yeah, obviously we're predominantly a Saturday night home team. So when you go on the road first on the Saturday, it's a little different. We don't do it that many times over the course of the year, but it's a big pad. I think on Sunday I felt like we didn't cope with the big ice as well. And maybe that's why we weren't as strong as the night before here in Bristol. But look, they're a good team. Regardless of the pad and Saturdays, Sundays, they're a standout team. They've put together a pretty standout, star-studded lineup this year. So we're going to have to really be at our best. We talk about that all the time. But last weekend can't be a flash in the pan. It has to be the start of something. And we're excited to get up there on Saturday and put ourselves against them and see how we match up.
And speaking of how you match up last year, the final game you played up there, it was an overtime defeat, but I feel like you were pretty aggrieved to lose that game. Is that something you're looking to take from that game?
Yeah, we had some tough games. We were close to the first game here in Bristol against them last year, and obviously close to the last game in their rink. I think as an organisation, with the step up to this league, you're looking at some of the established teams like the Steel Dogs, like MK, and you're kind of seeing how we match up. And up until last weekend, we hadn't managed to get that win over the Steel Dogs. So it's kind of nice to feel like we're closing the gap and we're slowly getting there. And I think it's the same with MK. They're legitimate league title, challenges this year. I'm sure that's what their sights are firmly aimed at. And for us this year to improve, we've got to be able to take points every weekend against whoever we play. And I think going back to that end of last year, the last game we went there was slightly short bench and we had a bit of a grittier performance. We stuck at the task in hand, and I think it's very much kind of the message going into this weekend. We've got to be a little bit smarter going into those rinks and find ways to grind out some wins when we're on the road.
Do you feel maybe it's a tough time to play them? Obviously Sunday night they went to Leeds and they got dealt with by the Knights. They lost 9-1, and Tim Wallace obviously going to be looking for a big reaction from his team.
Yeah, I think that's tough. I was just saying that to one of the guys today. I think that's a tough, I think when a team has a tough night like that, it's a bit like us coming into last weekend against the Steel Dogs. Our pride was hurt a little bit from the weekend before in terms of the losses and the performance. And, they're a proud organisation with, like I said, serious title ambition. So I know that, as a group of staff and as a group of players, they'll be hurting. And unfortunately, that means they'll probably be coming into practice this week a little bit amped up and working that little bit harder, which probably does make Saturday a tougher night to go in there. But we've got to focus on us and what we can do and how we want to approach the game, and that's what we're kind of working through here this week.
And finally, there's MK. They made a lot of signings in the summer, but notably 3 former Pitbulls. It'd be good to see them again.
Yeah, of course. That sport, guys move on. And it's tough. It's tough when guys leave, and they're guys who bought in, and they were they had it. All 3 of them had a big impact here last year. So it'll be nice to see them. It'll be obviously be strange being on the other side of the ice from those guys, and I'm sure they'll have a little extra step in their stride, wanting to come in and beat a former team. But I've got a ton of respect for all 3 of those guys. What they did here was they were big players last year, and it's kind of fun when you meet those guys again. I'm sure the guys will kind of be head to head wanting to beat them on the ice. But it'll be nice to catch up with them after the game's done.